Hello, everybody. My name is Ray. Welcome to the Evangelical Dark Web. Today, we'll be talking about how Big Eva is getting the immigration crisis they asked for, and they are unsurprisingly very silent on the issue. Ever since Joe Biden took over, predictably, the southern border, has accelerated with a crisis of invaders, and there are so many invaders that the facilities to hold them in are heavily overflowing. The amount of unaccompanied minors being human trafficked across the border has accelerated, and now we're hearing reports about how they're only allowed to shower once a week. They are going hungry, and Big Eva is silent on this issue. I regularly check Christianity Today, the Gospel Coalition, occasionally the ERLC and Nine Marks, and there's just nothing on this issue because they are getting what they wanted. They wanted this. They wanted all of these southern invaders coming into this country. That's what they wanted. That's what they were pushing for. The ERC has always been pushing for open borders, at least under Russell Moore's leadership. The Gospel Coalition, likewise, is very pro open borders. And when we look back at the whole kids in cages narrative that the media ran with, and it was a fake news narrative, and there's no reason why any Christian should have engaged in that fake news narrative. Biblically speaking, the treatment that the invaders at the southern border received, the illegal immigrants received, was grace. We gave them grace. And, they are not morally entitled to being detained. Historically speaking, throughout the long arc of human history, invading forces, even if they were unarmed, were deterred with military force. And this was not unjustified. If you're the Roman Empire, you cannot let the Suebi come in and cross into your territory and settle down. You can't let that happen. If you're the Eastern Romans, you can't just let the Bulgars come in. You can't just let the Hungars come in and all that. These migrant groups, these invading forces, need to be repelled. And that's been the long arc of human history, and you can't use the Bible to say that that it's unjustified to repel invading forces, even if they are unarmed. So the issue at the southern border is not necessarily one, like the kids in cages narrative is not necessarily one I was ever interested in. Obviously, the people that are bringing children over the border are not the parents of the kids. Only an idiot would think otherwise. And only an idiot would assume that this person who's bringing all these kids over is the parent. And Big Eva is silent on this issue. And the reason is because they wanted it. They want open borders. They think that they're doing the kind Christian thing by allowing basically massive hordes of people to come into the country and settle here, as if that doesn't affect our economy, that doesn't affect our job market, that doesn't affect our budget and governing finances. And they think that that's how we love our neighbor. That's how we kindly treat the least of these. And the reality is, we cannot let an invading force into our country and settle and populate here. That's not biblical governance. That's not biblical governance. We act like it's loving our neighbor to let invading forces and southern invaders, come into this country and live here, as though that does not affect our job market, as though that does not affect our economy, as though that does not affect our governing finances. And the fact that, these people are a general drain, an economic drain, and they lower the living wage of these areas, they suppress, illegal immigration has often been used to suppress wages. And then these same people want to, they want to cheer on a $15 minimum wage, which will eliminate several jobs to automation or other technological advances. That's how economics works. You bring in more labor, you lower the wage. Now, biblically speaking, the minimum wage is zero. The worker is worth his hire. However, illegal immigration is an artificial means used by corporations to suppress worker wages. And that is not something Christians can promote because their greed is negatively affecting our neighbors. So it's not loving to let these people into the country. It's not loving to let children be trafficked across the southern border. It's human trafficking. And the thing is, Big Eva will speak out against human trafficking, but they'll never really connect it to illegal immigration and the invading hordes of people crossing the southern border. And the reason is they wanted this. They're politically liberal, and usually people who are politically liberal are also theologically liberal, and that is Big Eva to a T. And I mean, Christianity Today is basically the Washington Post. The Gospel Coalition's a little better than Christianity Today. They don't daily post, leftist media talking points in all their articles. They have a lot of generic Christianese articles to subsidize the more blasphemous content. So that's what I wanted to talk about. The immigration crisis is predictably going downhill very fast, and we all saw this coming. Big Eva knew this was going to happen, but they wanted this to happen because that's what they believe is loving policy. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. My name is Ray. This is the Evangelical Dark Web. Let me know in the comment section what you think about what I think, and also subscribe for more content like this, and I will catch you on the next one.